I hope you can all see my screen. I just wanted to confirm. Okay. So just to recap, yesterday, we were able to handle just a brief introduction to AI. We were able to look through the different, just maybe cautiously getting started with ChatGPT, what involves, how you make sure that your personally identifiable information is not there, it's not visible to everyone. And then we were starting to refine our prompts and see how we are able to improve and iterate and get to exactly what we want. And that is where we stopped. I just wanted us to, um, start from there. And we may not finish all we had set out for day 2, but we'll do what we can. So let me just run through what we had. Balance of yesterday. So we were talking about we were going to do a prompt refinement challenge. This will be homework. So I don't know if I gave you this because I just ran away. I was being left by a flight, which eventually was pushed to 11 p.m. But anyway, I think I left this. So create a study guide for a complex topic. Then, so the process would be to start creating a study guide for your topic that you choose. Then you refine it 3 times, and then you document your progression in the prompt evaluation template, which is in the Google Drive, to compare version 1 and version 3. So I think we shall look into this later, but we ran through the common prompting pitfalls. We did this yesterday, and we were now on the SIFT framework. So SIFT framework is basically what we use to make sure that we are getting exactly what we want. SIFT is short for stop, investigate, find better sources, and then trace the claims. So for the SIFT framework, like we had said yesterday, do not accept what the AI gives you. Remember, it is basically built to predict the next word in a sentence. So it has no understanding like human understanding. So do not take everything it gives you with some criticism, with a pinch of salt, with a grain of salt. So when we talk about the SIFT framework, automatically means you pause before accepting the AI output. So you don't trust what it has given you, regardless of how well your prompt is. The next thing would be to investigate. Now you start looking at the result. We're going to do this through a live demo. I just wanted to introduce it a bit. So you check the source quality and reasoning, and then you look for logical gaps. What doesn't make sense? What may be missing? Then you now shift to finding better sources, where you are cross-referencing claims with reliable sources, and you verify the facts through independent channels. Then lastly, you trace the claim. So you follow the factual assertions to the origins and ensure that the claims are supported by evidence. So I am going to shift a bit to the Google Drive, where we are able to see this. So here is a sample. Let me just zoom in a bit. So here is a sample AI response to the question: summarize the impact of AI on smallholder farming in Uganda, focusing on the use of satellite imagery and mobile apps. So this is what it produced. This is the response to the AI. And just Let me just quickly read through it. If so, it said AI has significantly transformed smallholder farming in Uganda, particularly through the use of satellite imagery and mobile applications. One of the most notable initiatives is the Crop AI project, a partnership between Ugandan Ministry of Agriculture and the European tech company. This project uses AI to analyze satellite imagery, providing farmers with real-time insights into crop health and disease outbreaks. For instance, the AI system can detect early signs of banana bunchy top disease, BBTD, with 99% accuracy, sending alerts directly to farmers via a dedicated mobile app. The Farming Insights app, a popular tool used by over 500,000 Ugandan farmers, provides personalized farming advice. It uses machine learning to recommend optimal planting depths based on local weather patterns and soil data. The app's predictive models, trained on data from over 1,000 hectares of pilot farms, have been shown to increase crop yields by an average of 30%. Furthermore, the app helps farmers connect directly with buyers, eliminating middlemen and increasing their income by up to 40%. A study conducted by the University of Nairobi's Institute of Agricultural Technology, published in the East African Journal of Rural Development, concluded that AI-powered tools have reduced post-harvest losses in Uganda by over 50%, saving the country an estimated 200 million annually. Now, this is what it has given you from your prompt. So following the SIFT framework, we first stop. We don't take it at face value. So the first bit of stopping, you need to verify. And by verifying, we mean things like what you're seeing here, Crop AI project. To see if it is actually a collaboration between the Ugandan Ministry of Agriculture and then a tech company, a European tech company. The numbers, the 99%, the 500,000. So you are going line by line, confirming whether this information is real. Just if I'm to open a new tab and you search Crop AI project, so there is something, Crop AI, something by GIZ. So if you just look at Crop AI by ESA Space Solutions, I don't think it has anything to do with Uganda or any project at all. So there you start thinking to yourself, am I being lied to here? Is this the truth? If it is telling me about a made-up project, what else is not right about this? So you are going line by line, especially it has the habit of giving you statistics with a lot of confidence. The 99%, the 40%, the 500,000 Ugandans, 30%. So you are now we have moved on to the investigate phase of it. We are looking into what is questionable. We are asking you about, we asked it about smallholder farming, impact of AI on smallholder farming in Uganda. And it is University of Nairobi, Institute of Agricultural Technology. So now you try and cross-reference. So then you're going line by line, statistic by statistic. And some things that where it has, yes, so East African Journal of Rural Development. So you just copy this and see there is an actual so even AI is lying as in it's catching itself in a lie. So with the AI overview, there isn't a journal specifically named the East African Journal of Rural Development, but there are several related publications. So you see how just a simple search will will show you how the write-up that looked very good is really some bit of hallucination. And the other thing is, where is this? On the Google page, do not go past the first page here. If it is significant enough, it should be on the first page. Anything that goes below, like you're going to the next page and then the next page, you are now going into not so credible sources. And then the last thing would now be to trace. And that is where you are leveraging that is where you're leveraging the journals or the articles from credible sources to make sure that all of this information that you have in your write-up is dependable. So that is just a simple example of that is of the SIFT framework. So we are now going to just go into a simple breakout room where we will go through different scenarios of the SIFT framework. And the breakout activity is called Truth Detective. It will take like 15 minutes. I'm going to share the link to the different scenarios, but you will join the breakout room and then you analyze your assigned AI response. So there are 4 assigned AI responses. So you're just looking at each of those things it has given you, and you're trying to find out the errors, the biases, or the questionable claims. And then you just prepare a 2-minute report for the main room. And what we would need to see is find those problems in the AI generated content and then explain how you discovered them. Just say, we checked here, we cross-reference with this, whatever it is. So the basic format is what errors did you find? Which steps helped you most? We are assuming that we have already stopped in the SIFT. We have stopped. We're not taking that as at face value. Then which verification sources did you use? And let me just get the Truth Detective is here. Let me copy and paste this in the chat. Oh. Sorry. I can only message hosts and panelists. Maybe if someone is able to share this to the rest of the people. I have posted it. Let me also post it here. So that is the link to the Truth Detective scenarios. So the first challenge is on those in group 1, in the breakout session 1, will have the first challenge, which is on climate smart agriculture. This is the prompt, and here is the response. Then those in group 2 will have the Truth Detective challenge 2, which is on youth entrepreneurship in agribusiness. Here is the prompt, and this is the response. Then 3 is on food security and indigenous crops. Here is the prompt that gave us the AI response. And here is a response. And then lastly, for 4 is on digital literacy for rural development. That is the prompt. And here we have the AI response. So that is what we shall be working with. I just want to check with my colleague, Unity, if she has been able to share this document with the team, as well as create the breakout sessions.
Hi, Nimrod. Hi, everyone. I'm so sorry the platform is not allowing us to do anything. We are only able to post to panelists, and I'm trying to understand why today the webinar is like that, and we cannot create any extra rooms from our end. Yeah, so I'm attending to the technical with the technical guys. So maybe I'm not sure how best we can do it for now, because yeah, we need to see what the problem is.
Could it be because today we are live streaming on YouTube, so there is some interference on that front?
Possibly, but it's not usually like that. That's why I'm saying I need to work. I'm working around with the technical team to see what is the problem. It's
Okay.
not usually, yeah, it's not usually a problem. Though for those who were asking for for us to record, we are not recording here because we are live streaming. So you'll be able to visit the YouTube. I had also sent the link, but unfortunately, because of the limitation, we are only seeing it on the host and panelist side. So I'll try to solve that. Then I'll be able to share with you. Thank you.
That's okay, Unity. Thank you. So let us see how we can let's see how we can move forward. Let me just see. So if that is not okay, fine. Let me just switch gears. We will do the truth detective later. Let's just talk about ethics for now. Let me sorry. Let me just reshare. Okay. I think you can see the presentation. So to day 2, which is actually today, we have skipped what we should have done yesterday while waiting for the breakout session. So we can move on to the ethics. So the ethics was what we had planned to do on day 2. And this is basically what we wanted to cover regarding the ethical considerations. So apply ethical frameworks. The learning outcomes for this session would be to apply ethical frameworks to AI use in academic and professional contexts, then distinguish between appropriate and inappropriate AI assistance, then detect biases and misinformation in AI inputs. The first step to that is using the SIFT framework, which we should have done yesterday or early today. And then the last is developing personal guidelines for responsible AI use. What we wanted to do in the first hour would be to go through ethical use and academic integrity, and then advanced critical thinking and bias detection that is inherent in AI responses. So the first bit is just a brief introduction to ethics. So ethics is a field of study of philosophy that helps us decide what's right and wrong. So it provides a set of moral principles that guide our behavior, our choices, ensuring they align with the values, our societal values. Things like fairness, honesty, responsibility, and think of it as a compass, just like it guides you when you are on your way to a certain destination you have never been to or where you would like to go. So the ethics are our compass. And everything as we are societal beings is just to create a positive impact, all the way from when we were coming out as human beings, Homo sapiens. There's a reason why we evolved faster than the rest of the animals. It's because we had we were societal beings, and everyone's goal is to contribute to the bigger society, so positively. So that is what guides our way of life. So those are our values. And why ethics matter? AI is not just a simple tool, it is a powerful technology that can have a huge impact in people's lives. But we must ensure that AI systems are developed and used in a way that benefits and respects our values. We went through this yesterday a bit, so we're just going to compound more on this today. So what we wanted to also look into is biases. There are particular biases that are inherent in. So if we don't have ethics in the picture, AI can perpetuate certain biases. These, based on how it was trained, it will learn and amplify those biases. So this will lead to unfair and discriminatory outcomes because it's amplifying an inherent flaw. Then the other one is if we don't have ethical guidelines, we shall create harm. So things like spreading misinformation, manipulating people, or making life-altering decisions without human oversight. Like how an example was Grok. I think I gave that yesterday. How Grok was asked a question about Hitler. I'm trying to remember what it was. Yeah, about, is there any progressive theory that was going in the right direction? And it said, it gave a whole use case of how Hitler was very good and everything he wanted to do. So it actually had to be shut down for some time because it had really gone astray. Said all the positives on Hitler, what he was aiming to do, so all the snake oil his people, the Nazis, believed, it was really propagating it out there. Then you also notice certain things with the COVID vaccine where it was pushing misinformation, whether you are for the vaccine or against the vaccine. So either way, it can create harm one way or another. So it needs human oversight to make sure that we are protected against its ability to amplify and send information out there. Then the last one is lack of transparency, because it is hard to understand how and why an AI makes a particular decision, because it is complex mathematics and pattern recognition that we are not privy to. We just put a prompt, it does its thing, we receive a response. So we are not sure what path it took to give us that response. And that makes it very difficult to hold accountable when things go wrong. So in the ethics landscape, there are current challenges we may be tussling with. That those include academic integrity questions. These are on the rise. Workplace policies are still developing. So you hired me as a soil scientist, and everything, even when I am trying to do maybe a different formulation, everything is running through AI. Then the employer says, why should I hire you? Why don't I just have a machine to do this? Or how do we take it? Do we want our different sequencing, our different intellectual property in this AI that is helping you crunch these numbers? So policies are still changing. So we need to have an ethical lens through which we are guided. Then professional standards are evolving rapidly, and then legal frameworks are catching up to technology. The technology has jumped and the legal framework is a bit behind. All of this there are stakes involved in this. So there is personal credibility and trust. How sure are we that you are who you say you are, and we can believe what you are saying is factual, is believable, is a product of research and maybe science. Then also academic and professional consequences are at stake if we don't have an ethical lens through which we are able to evaluate and the results of our products. Then society impacts because of AI proliferation. It is going to invade every facet of our culture. And there is a high chance it may not do it with the best intentions. So we need to make sure that it has the best intentions at heart in quotes. Then the last one is a future of human AI collaboration. Yesterday we went through the different types of AI, which is the artificial narrow intelligence, artificial general intelligence, then the artificial superintelligence. With the way computer scientists are going, we are pushing to create the artificial general intelligence. And there's a high chance we are somehow replacing ourselves. So what does that collaboration look like? How do we make sure that, yes, selfishly, we are available. We do not create the same thing that is going to wipe us out. So that is why we need to have ethics at the forefront of AI. So there are particular, when you look at the landscape of learning, AI for learning, there are key ethical considerations. So the first one is academic integrity and honesty. So the challenge is tools can write essays, solve problems, and generate code, computer code. This raises questions about what constitutes a student's own work. And passing off AI-generated work as your own is a form of plagiarism and undermines the learning process. And I hope yesterday I tried to emphasize, as well as I wished, that we should not be, AI is just a starting point. It should not replace the learning process. AI is a tool to help you, and it should be geared towards teaching you things, teaching you how to do things, not it doing things for you, because then you have taken yourself out of the learning process. That equation, you're no longer involved in it. So the ethical use would involve using AI to brainstorm ideas, check grammar, or summarize difficult concepts. That is how you enhance your learning, not it doing everything for you. The second consideration is fairness and equity. I think yesterday I started by saying this future learning series was geared towards scholarship students, this cohort of scholarship students for the forum. Forum, TagDev, MasterCard scholarships. But for the sake of fairness and equity, it was shared out to everyone who can access it. It is being it is being streamed on YouTube for the sake of fairness and equity. So the challenge we have is not all students have equal access to powerful AI tools and the skills to use them effectively. So this could create a digital divide and widen existing inequalities. So what we're trying to do is make sure there is equity and fairness to a certain degree. And with the innovations we are championing, sort of to make that even shorter, the distance between the people at the bleeding edge or the far front to the people at the last mile beneficiaries. How do we narrow that gap? So that is what drives us as Reforum. Then, so that means we as institutions must also work to ensure equitable access. Equitable access to technology for everyone. So the ethical use would be you should use AI to promote inclusion and not gain an unfair advantage. So I'm taking myself as an example. Some of these things I shared yesterday, and all of my colleagues, is because we have been trying out different things. And the humble appeal was share this information with as many people as possible. You should not be hoarding this information because one would like the society to improve and grow and positively. So share the information as much as possible, especially with things like how do you create a prompt that minimizes what is it? Yes, that minimizes the hallucination of the AI. That was shared yesterday. You all have access to it. We are not saying only you who is in the class who attended the webinar should stay with it. Share it widely so that people are able to get the right information that has gone through some trial and error. Because for my experience, from the experience of my colleagues, we spent a lot of time trying to craft this information. And it's not saying that we should get paid for it or no, we are just saying it has a greater benefit. So for the greater good, it makes more sense to be out there with people getting the right information in the right spaces, doing it for the right reasons, instead of having it, hoarding it and keeping it to yourself. So that is where we are coming from. Then the third is regarding privacy and data protection. So when you use an AI tool, you are often providing it with data. This includes your prompts, your question, and even your research materials. And this data is used to train the AI, but you don't know who can access it. Yesterday, we showed you that in the fine print at the bottom there, it tells you that it will be used on sites like Bing. Everyone who has a ChatGPT account has access to that information indexed. So you are not sure. And then I think we also showed you how to make sure that your personal identifiable information, your profile, is not available to everyone. So you need to be cautious about what you share with AI. Never put private information, sensitive research data, or personal details into an open source. Even if you're paying for it, it is open source among the people using the algorithm or the model, the large language model. And at least for the AI, where you are putting there is no transparency. You put a prompt, it does its thing, and you get a response at the end. You need to read the privacy policy. We usually click next, 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 next. I agree. Please take some time to look through, because you may be signing up for certain things you are not sure about, and that may have repercussions in your life. So you need to be sure you have read the privacy policy and you know how your data is being handled. The other thing is for responsibility and accountability. So the challenge is, if AI gives you an incorrect piece of information for your research or a wrong answer for an assignment, who is responsible? Is it the AI? Is it the developer? Or is it you, the user? So you need to fact check and verify every AI generated response before you use it. And you will not fall into this trap if you are asking it to teach you things, because then you would be checking to see if this is plausible, if it is factual, if it actually works. So that is why we wanted to emphasize the SIFT framework as a tool for ethical and responsible use. So the responsibility, the moment you submit it, it becomes yours, lies with the human user, you. So you are the final authority. So you need to make sure that there is accuracy and integrity in your work. And that is all we are trying to do, to make sure that what you are able to produce, what you are able to share, falls within responsible use. So then the academic, the next thing, just the core ethical principles that we have. The first one is attribution. So just when and how to cite AI assistance. Then transparency, disclosing where you use the AI. And then authenticity, maintaining the original thought and voice, yours, not the AI's. Then fairness, ensuring equitable access and use. So the question that guides this is, would I be comfortable explaining exactly how I used AI to create this? If you are not comfortable, then clearly it is not a result of all of your work. And we have a collaboration spectrum that we usually follow. So if it is human only, then we take it as original work. And that one we are fine. We are fine with it. We are fine with the product. If it is AI assisted, like AI showed you how to do something and then you went on with it, you took the ball and ran with it, that is appropriate. That is what we want to do. I used to say there is no reward for suffering. So if it is able to show you the blueprints of how you want to do a certain task and then you do the task yourself, that is fine. That is appropriate. That is what we are preaching, in quotes. If it is AI generated, then we start asking questions, because is it really your work? If it is for research, if it is for coursework, is it really your work? Have you learned anything from it? Then AI dependent, if you just got everything, pasted it, it gave you, and that's what you submitted, that is very problematic. Remember that the same AI can be used, can be appropriate in one setting and inappropriate in another. So we just want to be sure we're using it appropriately and not inappropriately. So the examples we had thought of is for human only, so traditional research and writing, that is original work. AI assisted, so it helps with brainstorming and editing. That is appropriate. AI generated, what we had was it creates most of the content, you just review to see if it matches. That is very questionable because you are starting on the path to take yourself out of any relevance. What did you contribute? Um, the plan is, let me just give an example. In let me see. Yes, in the 1960s, the executives from Ford in the US visited Toyota to see how because Toyota used to release a car on their assembly line every 1.5, okay, it was 90 seconds, 1.5 minutes, a car leaves the assembly line. Complete everything from start to finish. While for Ford, it would take them about, I think it was 9 minutes, something like that, to do the same task. So they had a mutual partnership. They went and because of some trade entry into the US, they had to work together, something like that. So they went and visited the assembly line in Japan. How so then everything is the same. Everything was the same from the start to the finish. Everything in terms of putting the car together was the same, except one aspect. In the Ford plant in Detroit, there was a man who had a rubber hammer, whose job it was to like bang on the door, like hits the door a bit to make sure that it closes. And that was costing them the 7 minutes. So they asked, they said, like, why don't you have this man who bangs this door? Like, who makes sure the door fits? The man with the rubber hammer. And the Japanese said, we don't, there is no need for that. We make sure the doors will close when we design them. So we set it up at the beginning to make sure that by the end it is ready to go. No need for someone with the hammer. So that is essentially what we want to do. We set up in a way that we will not falter when things come out and your work is questioned or there are particular things you can't explain. That is how we want to set it up so that through the pipeline, you are able to come up with credible products or credible results that are beyond reproach and do not harm anyone or create any, let's say, friction. Ideally, that is what we would want to do. And that all starts with understanding appropriate AI use. So the next was supposed to be a live demo breakout session, but I wanted to find out from my team if this has been fixed a bit or we can see another way. Unity?
Yes, hello. Yes, Nimrod.
I just wanted to find out if we are able to make the breakout rooms or we are still...
No breakout rooms today.
Okay. Maybe let us... Okay. Because this was supposed to be fully interactive after this session. That's supposed to be fully interactive. But for now, maybe let me ask anyone who has questions either from yesterday or today, and then we see how to like share and work through it. Then we'll see how to fix the breakout sessions for tomorrow's session.
It's all right. It's all right. Maybe I take you to the question and answers. Thank you very much for this one. Reading in the question and answer first, then we can come to those who might have raised their hands. So if you have any question, make sure it's either in the question and answer room or you have your hand raised up so that we can pick your question. The first question here is, please help me know whether someone can recognize that you used ChatGPT, and if yes, how will this be avoided? That's the first question. Then the second question, this one says, I missed yesterday's lecture, so how can I apply AI to solve the problem? Okay. I think that's the same question from anonymous attendee. That one came from Juma. Then this one is from Elim Isaac Ekeru. Says, is it possible for the AI to hallucinate even though you have already made that prompt you showed us yesterday concerning that is directing it to give only the truth about a matter and should verify before giving the information and getting information from credible sources, that is in regards to hallucinations depicted on the details about the impact of AI to farmers in Uganda? So we have otherwise two questions. Well, the third one is, I missed yesterday's lecture, so how can I apply AI to solve the problem? But the main two questions will be is whether someone can recognize that you used ChatGPT, and if yes, how can this be avoided? You can answer that, Nimrod.
Thanks, Unity. Yes, how do you know that work is by ChatGPT or any other generic AI? Sorry, not Gen AI. So one of the things it does is create uneven spaces in the write-up. So if you just copy and paste, it will go in with generic spaces. Let me just show. Sorry, I wanted to put something that can. And they are. So here is what we did yesterday, showing the different things we did. So the first thing it will give you right off the bat is M dashes. How you know this is ChatGPT or any other LLM. M dashes. M dashes, let me look through. I hope you can see my screen. I'm looking for M dashes. Yes, this thing. That dash that you see here, is a clear indicator that it was ChatGPT or any other Gen AI. Then the other one is it will put spaces that are not visible to the naked eye here. Like you can't see them, but they are there. If you put them in one of those AI detection thing, it will get them. So to answer the question is about how to know whether someone can recognize. If you're using your normal eyes, your two eyes, M dashes is a clear indicator. But if you have certain software, you are able to know, it's able to detect those placeholders. It actually calls them placeholders. So there are spaces, uneven spaces that the human eye can't see. And to answer the question of how can this be avoided, again, appropriate use of AI, use the AI to teach you how to do something and not do the thing for you, because then you would not be learning. And then, sorry, Unity, what was the other question? About, is it possible to hallucinate? Yes. So, yes, it is possible to hallucinate. It is possible to hallucinate even after putting that prompt, because there are different reasons why the AI would hallucinate. And even after you have put that is just the first line of defense. So just like you would tell your child, please do not do A, B, C, D, and then you even make sure that you follow them up and you even make sure you put the guardrails, there will be a time when human curiosity, or they go down a tangent, or they do not listen to you. So there is a chance it will hallucinate because of the way, as it goes. Remember, there are two things. It is trained on an older version of the internet, and also it is trained on what you tell it, so your prompts. So in order to merge the two, it may hallucinate, even after you tell it to make sure it cross-checks and verifies and rechecks, there is a chance it will hallucinate. So you do not trust it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for those answers. I have more questions that are coming through.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it says, the other one is not a question. I think it says some challenges associated with AI generated results section. I'm not sure what the question was. Beatrice, if you can maybe rewrite your question so we are able to pick it up. Then we have Jonathan says, good afternoon. I set up my AI app, but now it can no longer give me results. I set it up yesterday after the session. This one, I don't know what she meant by setting up their AI app. Then the other question, is it okay to draft maybe a whole problem statement and then have AI make changes on it?
Okay, I think I can start with that one. Yes, remember, one of the appropriate uses of AI is to help you with brainstorming, but there is a limit. If it is a novel idea, like something for your research, something for your business, something that you would like to be okay, if it is going to have an opportunity to have either a patent or any kind of intellectual property protection, do not go there, because once it is in there, it is as good as being shared. So yes, you can use it to draft a problem statement, just to see to confirm your thinking, to make adjustments, just to help you brainstorm. But if it is something unique, something intellectual property protection worthy, it would not be wise to have it in there. Maybe that is what I can say to that.
Okay, thank you. AI is a powerful technology with a lot of effects. why does it apply to human life with no aid on proper use, especially to young generations of students?
Okay, thank you very much. I think it is the process of like innovation. We as humans will always push the boundaries. And that is how we were able to discover fire. That is how we were able to discover and make the internet. All of these things have come with people pushing the boundaries. But there is a level within which you have to put a few safeguards to make sure that the society as a whole continues. And with all of its, like we had shared yesterday, we are now moving from, remember the nuggets of artificial intelligence started in the 1950s. And it has taken us all the way close to 70 years. Okay, more than 70 years, 75 years, okay, to get to the LLMs, the chat GPTs and the likes. It has taken us that long. But now what is happening is we are getting some kind of multiplier. It is getting faster and faster. While in the early, because of the transistors and the soft hardware components available to the computing, it was a bit slow. Now we are having close to quantum computing. So that is making it even faster. So what that means is while it took 75 years to get here, moving from, by get here, I mean artificial narrow intelligence. We are now moving faster. You already see Elon Musk is putting chips in brains. So the computer is getting off from your laptop. Remember, at first it was a mainframe. A whole house had to be constructed to house a computer. Then it moved to a desktop, just now a desk. Now it moved to a laptop. Now it is a phone in your pocket. And now it is going to become a chip in your brain. And that is going to just make everything exponentially challenging. Because the integration between the artificial and the human and the natural is being blurred faster every day. So we need to create certain guardrails to make sure that while it is solving a problem, it is not creating an even bigger problem. The example yesterday was children these days cannot tell time on a clock face, cannot read that time. You do not remember more than 5 phone numbers because technology has helped you solve that problem. But what opportunity cost have you foregone? And what makes it so big that it is not worth the price you are willing to pay? So that is what we need to do. And I hope you join everyone on this crusade to make sure that while we use the technology, we do not use it at the detriment of who we are as human beings.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. There are so many questions that are now coming on. So, how many more minutes should I give to me to
I think we can do
before
10.
we proceed? You can proceed. Okay, that's fine. Aaron Tungaraza says, in the past, I've experimented with AI checkers and came to a discovery that made me question its validity. My original work is now flagged as 98% AI generated. Must we be now that creativity is flagged as an original?
So Thank you. Sorry, I did not catch the name again.
That's Aaron.
Yes, Aaron. That is happening more often than not, where the AIs are getting so good that the AI checkers are not able to catch up. But the advantage is the people who make the AI checkers also make the LLMs. So, so it is, you create a problem and create a solution like that. So that is how it is happening. But what we as in academia also need to realize is going past the tools. Even if that is the first line of defense, that should not be the first line of defense. And I know that is sad because the first thing is, Nimrod is not clever enough to write like this. By default, like this must be AI. You question it instead of questioning the like burden of proof is shifting. So the moment you produce something very good, it is, you must have used AI, must have had something, must have cheated somewhere. But we need to, if we are able to demonstrate the pathway we did, the path we followed, the normal science research, as long as we're able to demonstrate that, then we are able to back the fact that our results were based on this rigorous process and not a certain prompt that produced that result. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think also maybe to just add to what you are saying, when you have done your work and then you subject your work to an AI, the result that comes because it has gone through the AI checking, or you subjected the whole document, the whole project that you're working on to AI. Obviously, the result when you put it under an AI detector, because of those silent or the hidden marks that it puts behind what you cannot see, definitely your document will show 98% AI generated because of that. Because we have put the whole project into you subjected it to AI somehow, whether it was just to spell check or it was going to be doing, those things happen a lot. So what Nimrod is saying is you also have to prove that it's your work and prove it by showing maybe how you have come to where you are with your project that you are working on and so on. So it's not an easy thing to do, but we can do it. Then says, Beatrice again is not your question. She just writes softwares to detect AI generated information. I don't know what the question is. Can you write a question in full, Beatrice, so that we are able to help you? Then I have Twaha Hassan says on ethical issues in terms of responsibility and accountability, it says if AI gives the wrong information, that would be my mistake, since I am the final authority of what has been provided. Now, my question is, how would that be my mistake? And I wasn't even an idea on what I have asked. Hence, I would take any information provided by AI. That's my question, and I haven't understood that point. It says on ethical issues in terms of responsibility and accountability. It says if AI gives the wrong information, that would be my mistake, since I am the final authority of what has been provided. Now, my question is, how would that be my mistake?
Okay. How would that be your mistake? So, you are responsible for the products you provide. Anything you do, it's that thing of the buck stops here. So it ends with you. Now, remember with the AI, you put in a prompt, it generates something and gives you. The moment you touch that thing and put your name to it, it becomes yours. The moment you think of it as like chalk for us who are teachers. If it produces, if you touch that chalk like this, it becomes yours and your fingerprints are there. Think of it as those of you who like criminal investigation. When they are tracking who did what crime, they dust for things like fingerprints. They check for maybe last location on your phone or whatever, cameras, whatever. So if they are dusting for fingerprints and they find on the murder weapon, they find your fingerprints, you are the first suspect. Whether or not you are the one who killed the person, you are the first suspect. Now, the burden of proof is on you to show that you did not indeed kill this person. But remember, your fingerprints are on the murder weapon. All they have to do is show that this is the knife that killed this person. And the final fingerprints on this knife are for so and so. They have already created the link. Now think of that as the AI. You do not know what it did to kill the person, but your fingerprints are on the murder weapon. So that is how it is the burden is yours now because you sent it out. I hope I have tried to paint the picture.
Okay. Then another question says, if I don't have an account and I stay logged out, is my information safe from being shared by other users?
No.
So to say is using without logging in.
Yeah. So your information is not safe depending on what you put in. So whatever you put in, let me give an example. If I say in the prompt, I am not logged in at all, but in the prompt I say, I provide, let's say I am a statistician with Ruforum and I would like to analyze the data of these students. And I paste the data there. I upload the Excel document there. All the information in that Excel document is part of now the domain and the knowledge base of ChatGPT. Even me who put in that prompt of I am so and so this is my job and this is what, it is already in there. The only difference is it is not tagged to, let's say, your email account. So there is just one less personal identifiable information attached. But the rest of it, whatever you put in will be used. You can still say that you will upload de-identified data, or you will not put in those details. Yes, that will still go towards reducing having that information out there. But by whatever you type in will be accessed. So if there's any identifiable information in there, it will be captured. Okay, I think we can.
Okay.
I think yeah.
Let me just pick one question from the chats. These ones were from the Q&A. There are many more coming, but anyway, we'll take them maybe at the end. Let me just check if there is any. Oh, they are quite a number, but let me just read one. Is there any way a humanizer app can be detected?
Yes, they are prompts. They are prompts to humanize your chat GPT responses, or they are prompts to do that. They are apps.
I think what the Samuel is saying is, if they are using a humanizer,
Yeah.
an app for humanizing, whatever he has maybe written, he has taken the report from the results from ChatGPT, for example, puts in a humanizing app, what will happen? Can it be detected after humanizing?
It depends. So some humanizers are good, some humanizers have been discovered, but still that begs the question of ethical use. Is it so that begs the question of ethical use when it comes to if this information was uploaded, and would I be comfortable explaining how this was created? So yes, you can use the humanizer. Some humanizers have been found out. Some humanizers are still getting away with it. But the core message is, am I comfortable sharing this information with the right attribution, the right transparency, the right authenticity and fairness?
Then I'll take the last question, which is from Miriam Nakazibwe. She says, is it possible for AI to claim your work as its own? Let's say you prompted it to change your grammar. Is it possible for it to store your information and feed it to anybody else?
Thank you for your question. So they are specialized tools. If you use an LLM, it will take that as your work, and it will also take it as its own and use it and use your writing. However, for particular grammar mode, like Grammarly, semantic scholar, they are in their terms and conditions, they are not supposed, okay, and I'm saying it with air quotes, they are not supposed to take it up. They're just supposed to confirm if the flow matches, and then they leave it at that. But you can never know. With these things, you shouldn't trust 100%.
Okay, thank you very much, Nimrod. We'll take other questions maybe in the next final session. But for now, we can proceed with our discussion. Nimrod, I leave the floor to you.
Okay. So I just wanted, because of the change, we are unable to do the interactive sessions. And so I thought I would just show what we are going to do tomorrow, and then we'll work out a way how to catch up with the rest of it. So let me just share my screen. Sorry. And maybe give us some bit of what we need to do for tomorrow. So tomorrow, what I wanted us to capture, it will be along the way. So I will just change it to make it manageable, to avoid the breakout rooms if we are unable to have them. So what we are going to do tomorrow, we are going to work out we're going to get hands-on with Notebook LM. No need to install. It is totally free, available under Google. So it's Google's technology. We will do either Elicit or Perplexity, depending on because of the first session where people were posting Perplexity, I think it is easier to continue with Perplexity instead of Elicit. Then we shall go through a sequential workflow to see how to use that workflow of Elicit, ChatGPT, Notebook, like that workflow, and see how to work through with it. Then we'll just have a few quality checkpoints. But then just to prepare you, so you come with a research topic of interest and just thinking about the current research challenges, something so that we are able to start from start to finish. And so that it's not just me doing it, so that you're doing it on your own. So if you have your own research topic, you have your own challenge you want to solve, you are able to do it together with me, even if I'm solving one problem or you are doing your own. And it is now going to be hands-on, not in breakout rooms, but then on individual machines or wherever you are working from. The thing about Notebook LM, I think yesterday I shared that there are two types of memory in both our heads as well as the large language models. There is a long-term memory, which is usually the internet, and then the short-term memory, which is the prompt. All AIs are not created equal. Even if they are all trained on the internet, they are not created equal. They are tweaked a few, so they are fine-tuned on certain aspects, certain features. So you find one AI is just tuned for a different use case than others. So like Claude is good at generating computer code. Grok is good at current affairs because it is trained on Twitter. Then ChatGPT is a Swiss Army knife. It is good at many things. So it is able to do either or, but not as well as Claude for the computer code, or as well as Grok for the current affairs. And so now the difference with Notebook LM, why we in the AI for Learning would like to focus on Notebook LM, is it takes out the internet as the first line. So for researchers, for academics, you are able to paste, we will see this tomorrow, but where you are able to paste articles, you are able to paste journals, you are able to paste books, and then query, ask those books. Imagine you are asking the author of those books different questions. So you take out the whole internet phase and you're now just working with actual resources. And because you have put them there, they are peer reviewed and you are sure about the rigorous research that has gone into them. And the other difference is Notebook LM has a very, very, very big short-term memory. While Claude, ChatGPT, and Grok have a memory like for a man, Notebook LM has a memory for like a woman. Maybe if that, as an example of a stereotype. So you'll find that I think it's about, while these ones have about 1 million, 2 million characters, that is their span, this one has 65 million. So you can put many resources and you use it to do your whole literature review. So it is very good at literature synthesis. So that is why we wanted to handle that. So tomorrow, please, we shall work out how to use that, create that pipeline of getting a source, checking through it, and then asking it certain questions. So we are going to focus mostly on Notebook LM tomorrow. I hope that is okay. Again, I don't know if we are able to share this chat, but we will post it tomorrow once we have fixed the chat to where all these resources are. We'll hopefully fix it tomorrow. And I've seen a chart of what time we start. It is 3 p.m. East African time. So we shall be there, hopefully with this setup better. Thank you. Back to you, Unity, if there is anything you'd like to share.
Thank you so much, Nimrod, for everything. I think maybe what we can do is I'll just take one or two last questions. There are so many questions which are there in the chat, but most of them might have been answered in some way or the other through the discussions that we have been having. But let me answer the question on is there video recording in order to recover other sessions. Yes, you can go to the YouTube. I've posted the link. I'll post again, maybe just for those who might want to go to it to just watch and follow through. You can just go to that and watch the live session for today. Yesterday's session will be very soon, maybe by end of day, posted on the same network, so you'll be able to access and follow through. Then the question is the other question is, please, what's the correct AI we should use for our assignments? What is the correct AI we should use for our assignments?
I can answer that one. Tune in tomorrow. I will answer that question tomorrow. Because
wonderful. Because
yeah.
tomorrow you'll be playing around with some of the tools that you can use for assignments and see how they work. So tune in tomorrow, says our facilitator. Having said that, I will just drop one more question from the Q&A before we leave. There is a question that says, hello, is it possible to just focus on prompting AI for the whole research proposal drafting to avoid seeming too AI dependent? Hello, is it possible to just focus on prompting AI for the whole research proposal drafting to avoid seeming too AI dependent? He's saying just doing it at once to say, give me a research proposal on this, instead of me going in to say, give me a title, give me a maybe introduction, a background, suggested research questions, so that I don't look like I'm too dependent on it. I just give it at once and it gives. Is it possible?
Yes. So depending on your research. Again, I do not know exactly what you would want to do or how you would want to do it, but for what we would like to preach under this is you ask it. You are not asking it for the proposal to solve something or whatever research. Just ask it how to do that thing. So what that means is you would have to do it piecemeal, bit by bit, because the whole thing, giving you the whole thing there, as you are going through checking the different aspects, you will find that there could be some misinformation, there could be some things that are untraceable. If you have if you have used ChatGPT, there are particular links and even when you ask it for citations, it will give you citations that when you click, they don't go anywhere. So that is where it has hallucinated in most cases. So you find that doing it a whole chunk, there you will get a lot of problems. So what we have learned through numerous trial and error is just ask it how to do something. And then for you, you do it on your own. You don't tell it what you have done. You just come here and ask it for the next phase, how to do that thing. So how do you write research questions? How do you write a good abstract that will meet these different criteria? So you ask it, and then you go and do it your own. You do it your own way. So I think that's it, Unity.
Yes, thank you very much, Nimrod, for that. The other, yeah, I think this was more on the logistics and about the training in general. Someone said, at the end of these trainings, are there any certificates? Yeah, what you want to say, this is a series. If you read well, this is a series of activities that we are going to be doing. We are going to do a series of webinars on student development, where we are looking at developing the whole student. So this is just the beginning of a series. So at the end of the whole series, and we see you have been attending all, definitely you will get your certificate of having attended. But those who drop by the wayside, will just meet in the next in the next activities is we continue to learn together. We don't deny you to continue coming through, but please make sure you attend, you also participate as much as possible so that we are able to then say, yes, you have gone through this whole training. So this is a series that we are running, and at the end of the series, we'll definitely give a certificate of participation. Thank you very much. Some other questions, reserve them for tomorrow or the other time to maybe ask if there is anything. I think some questions, I'm not sure if there is anything. Maybe Nimrod, is there any question that you find maybe exciting that you think you need to address right away?
Just the final one, the last question that came in, just how to delete your information, because I believe it is maybe urgent. So let me just share my screen and show. I think it was anonymous attendee. So let me just share my screen. So if you're able to see my ChatGPT screen, this is what we were doing yesterday, just a simple prompt. So you would come to the bottom left here where you see your name and you come to personalization. So when you click personalization, you will find memory. You click manage memory. And if you, because for me, I delete it, you will find it has created a persona for you if you have been using it over time. So it has created who you are, where you work, what you do, like everything it has captured from your prompts, different prompts. So these are your saved memories. Then you come and delete all. Here, this red button. So you delete, that is how you delete it. Then the other thing is you can toggle this off, reference chat history, and then reference saved memories. So you take it out so that it doesn't reference your saved memory. I think that was it. So
thank you so much, Nimrod, for the wonderful discussion. Those who can send their other comments, you can go ahead and send if there's any, but otherwise for today, I think we are done. We meet again tomorrow, same time, 3 p.m. East African time. Those who are in other zones, you check your time and to be able to discuss. We want to engage more, and we hope tomorrow we'll be able to do more interactive activities and hear your voices also. So come prepared for the practical, prepared for an indulgence where you're going to engage and talk and speak. Thank you so much to all. Thank you so much, Nimrod, our facilitator, for captaining the ship up to this end. We are grateful. Have a great day. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
Yes, I end here.